Good morning, everyone!
Hello, and welcome because we're almost near the end of the week. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Rise and shine, beautiful people! I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Time to get this Thursday up and running with some laughter, inspiration, good vibes, and even better company.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Your mornings are always more fun with us. Join us in the next hour for stories and conversations that matter. So it's Thursday. That means we have our love coach.
Yay!
I love when Coach V is here. We learn so much. So I'm excited for her topic today, which I don't know what it is, but we'll find out.
I don't know too, but I'm
always just
excited.
excited.
I'm excited kasi napapaaway tayo at the end of every time we do that. May mga nasasaktan.
But there's
mga,
actually a topic that we wanted to discuss with, or not discuss, but talk about with Coach V later, right?
We wanted to ask her if it's okay for the girls to make the first move.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
Coach
think.
V later.
I mean, I know for a fact that Anne has made the first move in the past.
She'll share her story
she
later.
This is exactly why Mo and I decided, like, maybe we can talk to Coach V about it.
Kailangan nila ng validation.
Yeah.
Hindi,
She already had the best
I do not
story.
need validation. I really wanted to do that. If I want something or someone, I go for it.
All right. Okay. And she got it. So stay tuned later because Anne will
Yes.
share her inspiring
I know.
story for you
So
guys.
we got stuff about love and also our horoscope for today.
Yes.
What's in store for you guys this Thursday? And we also have a dentist who's going to be joining us later on because apparently there is a huge percentage of children with tooth decay here in the Philippines. So
Oh,
that
wow, I had
is
no
a problem.
idea.
Yeah. So
So
a lot of
yeah,
stuff in
we'll
store
get
today.
on with that. But of course, tigil mo na yung chismisan. Seryosong news muna tayo. Oo.
Yes, please. On to our top story this morning. Vice President Sara Duterte impeached. The Senate has received the articles of impeachment filed against VP Sara on its last session Wednesday. This after 215 lawmakers signed the impeachment complaint in the House of Representatives. That is more than enough signatures needed to impeach the VP, which is 102 or a third of the House members. The Vice President is being accused of betrayal of public trust, corruption, bribery, murder, and conspiracy to commit murder, among other high crimes.
Davao City Congressman Paolo Duterte has denounced the impeachment of his sister, VP Sara. He called the impeachment a sham and a political persecution and warned of consequences. He also condemned the, quote, sinister maneuvering in the lower chamber, particularly by Representative Janet Garin, to fast-track the impeachment. Stay tuned. We've got more news that you can use right now because our weather guy, Paolo, gives us today's forecast from Weather HQ. Paolo, take it away.
Thanks so much, Mo. 3 different weather systems will dump rain in our country today. Let's take a look at what those are. In the northern part of the country, the northeast monsoon is affecting Luzon, which will bring cloudy skies and rain showers over Cagayan Valley and Aurora as well as Quezon. Now, in Metro Manila and the rest of central Luzon, you can expect partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rain showers. Now, going on to the southern part of Luzon, the shear line will impact the Visayas areas as well and bring cloudy skies with scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms in parts of southern Luzon, particularly in Catanduanes, Albay, Sorsogon, and Romblon. The entire Visayas will experience cloudy skies with scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms due to the shear line. Now, over in Mindanao, the shear line will also bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms in Dinagat Islands and Surigao del Norte. The rest of Caraga and Davao regions will also see cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms influenced by the intertropical convergence zone. Now, these areas may experience frequent rainfall and thunderstorms throughout the day, potentially leading to localized floodings in low-lying areas. Now, for the rest of Mindanao, you can expect cloudy skies with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms. Now, let's see if the weather conditions has affected our sea conditions. A gale warning has been issued for the eastern seaboards of southern Luzon and the Visayas, specifically for the northern and eastern coast of Catanduanes, the northern and eastern coast of northern Samar, and the eastern coast of eastern Samar. Now, mariners in these areas in particular that we are outlining over here are urged to go out to sea, rather not to go out to sea due to the very rough sea conditions, with heights of the waves reaching a possible 2.8 to 4.5 meters. Back to you girls in studio.
Thank you for that update, Mr. Weatherman Paolo. Now on to more serious matters. Iloilo 1st District Representative Janet Garin denies Davao City 1st District Representative Paolo Duterte's allegation that she is among those who helped gather signatures for the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte. Garin tells BNC's Agenda she only informed some of her colleagues who did not know anything about the scheduled caucus yesterday when the impeachment complaint was tackled. The lawmaker says she cannot simply ignore the strong basis for the articles of impeachment against the vice president, and she is just doing her job.
Ang katotohanan niyan, halos kalamihan ng kongresista ay hindi namin mahindian yung aming constitutional duty. Kasi nung nilatag ang pang-apat na impeachment complaint nito, ay kumpleto, andun yung mga ebidensya nung akusasyon ng betrayal of public trust. So who are we to refuse that? Hindi mo kasi pwedeng pabayaan yan.
Meantime, the legal counsel for the third impeachment complaint filed against VP Duterte did not mind their complaint was archived.
Para naman sa amin, for the third impeachment complaint, it wouldn't matter which complaint will be will be given due force by the Congress. Kasi nga, all of these impeachment complaints have one mission, same objective, that is to have the Vice President impeached. So it wouldn't matter. The third set of complainants are elated. We are happy, but we know the hard work.
Former Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Sal Panelo insists the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte is a propaganda meant to destroy her. In an interview with BNC's Agenda, Panelo, however, says the vice president is ready to face the impeachment trial with her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, on the defense team. Panelo warns about the possible repercussions of the impeachment as it counters President Marcos's position against it. He adds that only time will reveal whether the president is involved or not in VP Sara's impeachment.
Tingnan nyo, unang-una, hindi pa malaman kung yung Senado will convene as an impeachment court. Sapagkat maaaring yung iba sa kanila ay mag-aalala na pag tinuloy nila, yung kanilang re-election bid ay magkakadiferensya sa. So ang tinitingnan ko, baka mag-usap-usap sila na ipagpaliban na lang. Pero ang problema sa pinagpaliban mo yan, aabutin ka ng 1-year ban at ipapile mo na naman sa next year. Kaya lang, from the very start, di ba sinabi ko sa inyo, na ang talagang layunin niya ay propaganda laban kay Inday Sara. And the ultimate goal is to disqualify her sa Panguluhan sa 2028 because she is the leading contender. Manalo't matalo sila sa impeachment, siniraan nila si Inday Sara. Yan ang kanilang talagang layunin niya.
The Commission on Elections doubles down on cracking down vote buying. The poll body's new resolution now allows the warrantless arrest of anyone caught engaging in vote buying and selling. COMELEC prohibits candidates to give away groceries, money, and other incentives. Violators will be disqualified and could be jailed for up to 6 years.
In the U.S., the remains of all 67 victims of last week's mid-air collision of an American Airlines flight and U.S. Army helicopter near the U.S. capital city have been recovered. U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping are set soon to hold a high-stakes phone call on the tariffs each has imposed on the other country's exports. And rap megastar Kendrick Lamar will be in the headline for the Super Bowl halftime show. Voice of America correspondent Chris Casquejo joins us live from Washington, D.C. with more on these stories. Good evening, Chris. Always a pleasure having you here on the show.
Good morning to you in the Philippines and good evening from Washington, D.C.
Chris, you know, it's been such a devastating week for the world and especially for America with what happened with the airlines, American Airlines and the helicopter. Can you give us an update on what happened and what is happening now?
Right, the National Transportation Safety Board said it was examining data that put the helicopter above its 61-meter ceiling so that they're looking at whether it was flying too high, which could have been a factor in this mid-air collision. Investigators say they need to get more information from the still submerged Black Hawk to verify this data. The jet's flight recorder showed its altitude as 99 meters plus or minus 7.6 meters. All of the 67 victims have been identified, among them more than a dozen members of the U.S. figure skating community and a Philippine National Police colonel. Full investigations like this into an air disaster usually take a year or more, but the NTSB hopes to have a preliminary report within 30 days.
Chris, I have a follow-up question. Is the FAA and the ATC looking into improving the safety of U.S. airspace? Especially, I know DCA is one of the most congested airports.
Yeah, that's something that they will definitely look into after this investigation. They have grounded helicopter traffic for now, except for medical flights. And I have to tell you that it is a very congested area. You know, this exercise that the helicopter was undertaking was an exercise to evacuate the senior leaders at the Pentagon, which is just a few kilometers away. So yeah, it's very clear that it's a very congested airspace. And of course, they're going to be looking at what regulations should be put in place to make the sky safer here around D.C.
Chris, now turning it to the trade war happening right now in the United States. China announced retaliatory tariffs on select American imports and an antitrust investigation into Google as well on Tuesday, just minutes after the sweeping tariffs on Chinese products imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. What are the latest developments when it comes to U.S. and Chinese relations and these tariffs?
Right. U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping are set to soon hold the phone call on these tit-for-tat tariffs that each has imposed on the country's goods. But it's not clear when that phone call would take place. Trump's new tariff on Chinese goods took effect at midnight on Monday, with China quickly announcing it would impose 15% tariffs on U.S. coal and liquefied natural gas, as well as 10% tariffs on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large engine cars imported from the U.S. The tariffs would take effect next Monday, but it's important to note that Xi Jinping only put tariffs on $14 billion worth of American products, a sliver of what Trump has targeted, while taking other measures that showed off China's ability to inflict further pain on U.S. companies if needed. Now, analysts say China is being restrained because it has more to lose due to its large trade imbalance with the U.S., and a full-blown tariff war is not in China's interest. Instead, China is likely to respond to tariffs mainly through domestic stimulus. Trump postponed the imposition of additional 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico for 1 month. He's framing these latest actions as leverage on immigration and drugs, saying China has not done enough to stem the flow of fentanyl into the U.S., and Mexico, and to a lesser extent, China, have not done enough to stem the flow of migrants across their borders and into the U.S.
Chris, with the two largest economies in the world imposing tariffs on each other and, of course, having all these discussions, the question is, will that actually affect other countries with relationships to the United States, particularly the Philippines?
Sure, it can, especially in the areas of goods that China is, that the U.S. is going to restrict into China, like electronics and electrical equipment, of which $6.7 billion were imported from the Philippines into the U.S. in 2023, which is the latest year that figures were available. So there could be an opportunity for countries like the Philippines with goods like that. If these tariffs indeed go through, again, China has decided it will wait until Monday whether to go through, and Trump really views tariffs or the threat of tariffs as a negotiation tool. So we're just going to have to see how this all plays out.
Now, on to the lighter side of things. Chris, let's talk about this weekend's Super Bowl. And everybody's looking forward to that halftime show. What can you tell us about what halftime performer Kendrick Lamar might have planned this year?
Well, we know that Kendrick Lamar, he has won 17 Grammys, and he said he's really looking forward to bringing hip-hop to the NFL's championship game. He is the first solo rap performer to be the headliner of a Super Bowl show. And in 2022, he performed as a guest artist with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, and Eminem. And, these are some giants in the rap world. And he will be joined on stage by Grammy winner SZA, who is his former record label mate. Now, with the game in New Orleans, the pregame performances will have some Louisiana flavor. Singer-songwriter John Batiste will hit the stage to sing the national anthem, while jazz fusion artist, trombone shorty, and Christian music artist Lauren Daigle are slated to perform America the Beautiful. All are Louisiana natives, but all eyes are going to be on Kendrick Lamar to see who might join him on stage. I think it's safe to say that Drake probably won't join him on stage, and whether he will perform his epic diss track, which took home Record of the Year and Song of the Year at the Grammys on Sunday, Not Like Us. Now, do you have a favorite Super Bowl performer? I can definitely say that mine was Prince back in 2007.
Yeah. No, Prince is great. My personal one was Bruno Mars.
Same, Bruno Mars.
Beyonce.
Bruno Mars is my favorite. Yours is Beyonce.
And Michael Jackson, too.
No, but honestly, the Snoop Dogg one was great too. But the Bruno Mars.
Shakira, J-Lo. To combine.
Oh, yeah. I
But
forgot.
Chris, I know we're talking a lot about the halftime. Before we let you go, I gotta ask, Chiefs or Eagles?
I'm a Detroit Lions fan, and many people predicted that the Lions would be in this game, so I am just going to enjoy it for what it's worth. I'm a little bit tired of the Chiefs because they are so good, so I'm going to go with the Eagles. Even though they won it a couple of years ago, the Chiefs are going for history with this 3 in a row, and of course, most famous fan Taylor Swift will be in the crowd, so I'm going to go with the Eagles. What about you?
Same. I always root for the underdog. Well, my team, the Panthers, they sucked this year, but I do love the Lions.
My Seahawks aren't great, but that's how it is.
So we always root for the underdog. Thank you, Chris, so much from Voice of America. That's Chris Casquejo reporting live from Washington, D.C. Always a pleasure, and happy Super Bowl Sunday.
All right, moving on to local sports here. In the local scene, the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel are on the cusp of entering the PBA's Commissioner's Cup semifinals. Vision Kings outclassed the Meralco Bolts on Wednesday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum, final score 100-92. Scotty Thompson and Justin Brownlee each scored 23 points as Ginebra now only needs to win its next game to reach the next round. In the first game of the semifinals, also within reach are the Converge Fiber Xers as they beat the Rain Shot and Lassa Painters 130-118. Reinforcement, Chick Diallo, top scorers for Converge with 35 points and 17 rebounds to go with its 3 blocks. 5 other Converge players also scored in double-digit scoring, with Justin Arana and Jordan Heading combining for 43 big markers. Now, over back stateside, let's go to the NBA, where it looks like we won't see a reunion happening between the Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. ESPN reports that Durant apparently has no desire to play again for the Dubs, where he won 2 NBA titles and 2 Finals MVP honors. The 15-time All-Star is among the targets of the Golden State front office, ahead of the trade deadline on Thursday. The Warriors are determined to find another superstar player to partner with main man Steph Curry. Golden State is currently 10th in the West, while Phoenix is above at number 9.
On to entertainment. The music industry's short and sweet pop star will be releasing the deluxe version of her Grammy-winning album. Short and Sweet Deluxe is now available for pre-order at Sabrina Carpenter's website. It will feature a collaboration with country music queen Dolly Parton. New songs titled 15 Minutes, Couldn't Make It Any Harder, Busy Woman, and Bad Reviews are also on deck. Sabrina won her first 2 Grammys last Sunday, with Short and Sweet being hailed as the best pop vocal album and her smash hit Espresso, bagging the best pop solo performance. I was thinking of something else, espresso. I'm like, oh my gosh, espresso. That's what I need this morning.
I actually saw a reel where one of the some celebrity, and they were reading the lyrics of Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter, and she said that she thought the title was Nespresso.
I'm so dead. It makes sense though.
Yeah, but it's
Baka branded
espresso.
kasi yung read niya.
Yeah.
Baka.
Baka branded.
Hey, if they ever get that, that's a great brand.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
But that's
it's a great
always
song.
playing in the background in the makeup room. That is Trixie's favorite song.
It is. She loves Sabrina Carpenter.
So it's always LSS na in my head. But let's move on from pop to a different music genre this time. Horns Up Metalheads, a reunion 20 years in the making. The original members of Black Sabbath are set to rock the concert stage for one night only. Ozzy Osbourne will perform once again with guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward in a one-off concert July 5th in Birmingham, England. The heavy metal pioneers have played in partial reunions, but never in their original lineup since their last performance together in 2025. Now, this will also be the 76-year-old Osbourne's final bow, who has struggled with various health issues in recent years. The upcoming show will feature an all-star lineup featuring iconic acts like Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, and Alice in Chains. Tickets will go on sale Valentine's Day, February 15th, or February 14th, rather.
Super Bowl mania is here, but you know what I love even more than the Super Bowl? To get NFL fans and animal lovers like me pumped ahead of American football's grandest spectacle, the Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl is set to return for its 21st edition on Sunday, February 9. The annual 3-hour show will feature 142 rescue puppies from 80 shelters across 40 states and 2 countries. 11 dogs with special needs will also get to participate and showcase their pup-tastic spirit. The Puppy Bowl's mission is to inspire families to adopt their new fur babies as they seek to help animals find their forever homes. I love this so much. I wish we had more of this. I think it's an amazing advocacy to do, especially for the handicapped doggies. I mean, I always advocate adopt, don't shop.
If we were to create a Philippine all-dog team, anong breed yung masasama doon?
Asco, of course.
So yeah, let's pick 5 breeds to be a part of it.
Aspen.
Shih Tzu, kailangan.
Yes.
Oh, because you're Labradors.
No, because Shih Tzus are
Labrador.
one of the most popular dogs in
And
the
they have
Philippines
a lot
in
of
general.
Pomeranians here too. Remember, Will
Poms.
guessed it. The
Belgian
Poms.
Malinois.
What?
The Malinois. The big dog.
It's the
guard dog.
the guard dogs,
Yeah.
the canine dogs. It's
Yes.
either a Labrador or a Belgian
Yeah.
Malinois.
Belgian
The big
Malinois.
scary dogs.
German Shepherd yan.
Anong
No,
shepherd?
German-
Bisaya ka.
Anong
Dong?
shepherd?
German shepherd? Naging Bisaya ka dong. Ang buot sa imo.
German Shepherd yan?
German Shepherd and the Belgian Malinois. Those are usually the guard dogs.
I
Pero
learned
hindi
a new
Pinoy eh,
breed.
Belgian yan eh.
Oh, yun lang.
So kaya pinaka isa
Hindi,
pa.
Philippine Malinois.
Nag-migrate na sila dito. Belgian Malinois. Pinoy version.
Philippine Malinois.
Philippine Malinois.
Anyway,
Okay,
besides all the new breeds I just learned about today,
German
a
Shepherd.
Oh, Shepherd. Oy, pero at least na-mention mo yung Golden Achiever, diba? Ay, sorry, Retriever. Oo. Kaya okay naman na nandun siya.
Alam mo, this is why we should just get
Yung hotdog, yung hotdog.
Dachshund.
Dachshund,
The
no.
Dachshund.
no,
Yeah,
dachshund.
Dachshund?
That's called dachshund.
Okay,
Not
move on na tayo.
dachshund.
Basta tatagal lang tayo dito.
I call them the wiener doggies.
Aspen na lang, guys.
Wiener doggies.
Aspen na lang.
Hot
Support
dog.
local.
Laika will be our
Yes,
puppet, our
Laika,
mascot.
our
Anyway,
resident dog.
guys, a Filipino-American singer is keeping the traditional art of Kundiman alive by introducing classic Filipino love songs to a global audience. Tenor Allan Palacios Chan will join us live after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome to Follow the Money. I'm Rain Musni. Join us as we explore the tools and insights you need to jumpstart your financial journey.
We empower.
This country deserves a real choice in the next election.
We motivate.
Do not invest money that you're not able to afford to lose.
Changes that are vital.
We're monitoring the sale of these products online.
Follow the Money with Rain Musni.
Keep it here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Always on top.
Gustong-gusto ko yung ginawa niya sa ano. Gusto ko yung ginawa niya yung stand niya dun sa education for the school. You're familiar with that? Yung
you mean the
niya,
bill, yung Senate Bill
1979. 1979. Para sinabi niya, wag na yan, ano na yan, yung version na yan, hindi yan papasa, walang kwenta yan. Parang gumanon siya tungkol dun eh. I kind of agree with him at that point. Okay? With that, yun lang ang gusto ko. Sa lahat ng ginagawa niya, para sa akin, kaya ako hindi siya kinikriticize, sa totoo lang, masama ang loob ko. I believe in the unity team eh. I believe in the unity team. I didn't vote for, kumbaga, Sara Duterte and BBM. I voted, personally, I believe in the continuity of Digong. Or I believe in continuity, period.
Hello, welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Filipinos are known for being formidable singers. Count on them to showcase their vocal chops, whether be it in a popular singing contest or the good old karaoke session. Today, we put the spotlight on one of the singers making us proud on the world stage. Tenor Allan Palacios Chan has lent his talent to high-profile events like a Manny Pacquiao fight or Just in Time for Valentine's, introducing global audiences to the Filipino romantic tradition of Kundiman. Allan now joins us via Zoom from General Santos City. Good morning, Allan. It's a beautiful day.
Good morning. It is indeed. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for coming on the show. You know, Allan, I'm so curious. I know you grew up in the U.S. How did you start just listening to Kundiman music?
Honestly, I heard a singer perform at the Philippine Embassy, sa Ugoy ng Luyan, and I just fell in love with it.
Oh, wow.
For those who are not too familiar with Kundiman, obviously here in the Philippines, we are a bit more familiar to it. When you have to explain what the Kundiman is to someone based overseas or someone who's never even heard of the term, how would you end up describing it?
Kundiman is the classical art song of the Philippines, to put it in one sentence. Well, one sentence. It was created in the early 19th century, mid to late 19th century, and it became a sort of a nationalistic cry for independence, actually. So it had a meaning of not just beauty and art, but freedom and independence from our colonizers.
Yeah, the freedom and independence, obviously a big part of it. And, it's just so funny how someone who was based in the United States actually ended up championing it. I know you heard it for the first time over at the Philippine Embassy. But then when you started performing it yourself, when you started championing it yourself, just how much did it resonate with you in terms of reconnecting you with your heritage? And of course, is there a level of, I guess, pride and pressure when it comes to championing this relatively traditional art form?
Absolutely. The challenge is, I think, most people, this type of aesthetic, this classical aesthetic is not in their ears, right? It's not what we hear on the radio all the time. For me personally, my first language is Tagalog. I remember really struggling learning English when we moved to the United States, and English is now my dominant language, obviously. But it connects you with that first language. Because I studied classical music before I stumbled upon Kundiman, and when I found out that we have our own classical music, it was. I don't even know how to describe it. I just fell in love with it. Yeah.
Yeah, the classical music is your genre. You are a seasoned tenor. Allan, what made you fall in love with this particular form of singing?
Honestly, the recordings of the great singers like Maria Callas, Pavarotti. Yeah, I was in the choir in high school,
Okay.
and then in college, if you become a voice major, it means classical music. So I kind of stumbled upon it, and in a way, it found me, and I fell in love with it, and I haven't left since.
And then at what point, Allan, did you decide that, you know, this is going to be what you're going to do for the rest of your life? This will be your profession?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I was an apprentice at several programs, particularly in Cincinnati with the opera, and just watching the seasoned performers from all over the world, from Europe, from Asia, perform. There's no art form like it. You know, opera is it's all the arts combined. It's dance, theater, singing. And the rush is it's unmatched in my humble opinion because there's no microphone. It's just you. The audience is hearing the raw sound of you and the instruments.
Right.
And yeah, I do a lot of new music as well. I'm singing a relatively new opera for Knoxville Opera coming up. And it involves a Chinese immigrant in New York who gets stuck in an elevator. And the whole opera is basically about his psyche because he's actually undocumented. And it's a bit apropos if you know anything about our current politics. So, he struggles with his, you know, should I call the police? Should I not? Or should I just sit here in this elevator, you know? And so I love how opera it's still new and it's still making waves in our society and shedding light on those things that we're too afraid to talk about.
Sorry, Allan, we're now showing a footage of the most Filipino thing I've ever seen in my life. Which is, you're at, it looks like a family gathering and pinapakanta ka.
You know, Allan, I
Alright.
hope the titas gave you money for this.
Is this your family?
No, actually, it's a family friend in Virginia.
Okay.
That actually makes more sense.
Yeah, diba? Like, invite the singer. Okay, kanta ka na.
Yeah, no, this is so Pinoy. Like, that's why I said in the post, you know, if you are ever invited to a Filipino party, you absolutely have to go because it's gonna be singing, dancing,
Yes.
everything.
No,
sure.
you have to go because you never know that you're going to have a world-class tenor performing in your
Exactly.
friend's house. That is insane. But okay, we talked about Kundiman a while ago, and Mo, you know, the reaction, I'm sure, must have been incredible, especially from the foreign ones.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so amazed that you're bringing Kundiman to American people, especially Filipino Americans like myself. How did the community respond to your Kundiman renditions, especially since Kundiman is mostly, or I think 100% written in Tagalog?
They love it.
Wow.
Even my non-Tagalog speaking American and foreign audience, oftentimes they say, "Oh, this was my favorite part of the program." You know, I think part of it is I relate to it so personally, and so I feel like they feel that, you know. But yeah, I just came from Hawaii. That's why I'm wearing all this Hawaiian looking stuff. And I did my debut there this past January, and the Kundiman set was, I think, the best. Like, we had no rehearsal. We had a guitar player and a violin player as the ensemble, and no rehearsal, and it was perfect. It was. The rush was like, oh my God, these guys are not just doing it, they're nailing it. And it went so well that they actually invited me for another concert. And actually, this new musical written by Ryan Teapiab, Noli Me Tangere. Yeah, which is about Jose Rizal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll be back. I'll be singing the role of Ibarra.
Wow!
Okay.
Congratulations.
So, medyo lead lang naman.
Okay. but Alan, you know what? If you were live in the studio right now, we would ask you what your favorite Kundiman song is, and we would ask you to sing it for us live. I don't know if you're willing to do that now via Zoom, but I was gonna ask, aside from singing for that family Christmas party, what is your most memorable singing gig?
Oh man, my most memorable singing gig. Probably this new, the West Coast premiere of this new opera, Second Nature, in Santa Barbara, where on stage in the middle of this opera, hundreds of people in the audience, thousands watching live stream, I injured myself. I jumped the wrong way, and I completely ruptured my left Achilles tendon.
Oh my gosh.
It was the worst pain in my life, but just the camaraderie and the adrenaline and everything, it made it to be a very memorable experience. Yeah.
Well, I can only imagine. I don't know. Would your voice go higher or lower once you rupture
when you're injured?
Achilles?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it went higher because I was the adrenaline was just pumping, so.
He'll be a soprano.
Yeah.
What's higher than tenor?
Soprano.
Isn't the soprano?
All right, but all joking.
Guys can be sopranos.
But of course, when you talk about your advocacy here, these girls really want to hear a line or two from one of your Kundimans. Could you give us just a little sample of a particular line from a Kundiman that really sticks with you no matter what?
Oh man. Do you guys have a favorite?
Not in particular, no, but that's why I want to hear from you. What really impacts you?
Or maybe your favorite, right? His favorite.
My favorite, honestly, I love Dahil Sa'yo.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
All right, I'll sing a little bit.
Yay!
All right, go for it.
Sa buhay ko'y labis, ang hirap at pasakit ng pusong umiibig, mandiwala ng langit at nang lumigaya, hinangon mo sa dusa, tanging ikaw, sinta, ang aking pag-asa. Dahil sa'yo, nais kong mabuhay. Dahil sa'yo, hanggang mamatay.
Alan, you just stole our hearts, Alan. So, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, like, even via Zoom, could you only imagine if that were live?
Freaking
Thank you so much.
goosebumps.
Alan.
You know what?
I just woke up. I'm not quite a morning person.
And he
I just woke up. Okay. I wish I sounded like
You
that.
woke up like that.
No, yeah, instead of saying wait, woke up like this, like sounding like this.
You know, it's so funny because my previously one of my favorite versions of that song was by Nat King Cole, but then this one right now may have been one of my favorite ones.
I love that version.
Yeah, the
it's
1960 version of Nat King Cole in Araneta. But my goodness, Alan,
Yeah.
that was
Thank you,
such
Alan.
a
That
great.
was amazing. And I'm so glad I found out that we're neighbors back in the U.S. So I am going to
You're
go
gonna invite them?
find you, and I'm inviting you to my Filipino party to
House
sing to
parties.
me. Because
Okay,
you're amazing.
So apart from house parties, Alan, where can we find you? What's up next for you?
Next is actually a concert here in Gensan that I'm performing next week on the 12th.
Oh,
So there's still maybe a few tickets available. So it's basically sold out. It's going to be here in Gensan. It's Balik Gensan. It's for the Notre Dame Alumni Association.
Oh, amazing. I wish you can come to Manila. Next time, plan a little stopover here and
Yes,
come sing to
please.
us.
I would love that. Yeah, let's do that. I'm here all the time.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Filipino-American tenor Allan Palacios Chan, and good luck with your show.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to talk to you guys today.
Now, guys, what is in store for us this Thursday, February 6th? Feng Shui Master Hans Kua has the answers as he joins us for our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's a beautiful day with me, Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope for the day para sa araw ng Huwebes, February 6. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, ang paglalaan ng oras para sa side hustle ay magbubunga ng tagumpay. Yellow at 5. Sa Oksamana, ang pagmamahal mo sa sarili ay magdadala ng tamang tao sa buhay mo. Pink at 4. Sa Tiger, mag-ingat sa mga taong hindi sigurado sa intensyon nila. Silver at 8. Sa Rabbit naman tayo, ang pagiging positive ay magdadala ng mas magandang aura sa trabaho. Gold at 6. Sa Dragon naman, maganda ang panahon para magplano ng long-term na goals. Blue at 1. Sa Snake naman, isang bagong kakilala ang magpapakilig sa'yo. Green at 3. Ito naman! Sa Year of the Horse, iwasan ang sedentary na lifestyle upang maiwasan ang stiffness. Red at 9. Sa Year of the Sheep naman, magandang idea ang pag-aaral ng stocks or mutual funds. Peach at 7. Sa Monkey naman na maglaan ng oras para sa mga hobbies na magbibigay saya sa puso mo. Orange at 2. Sa Rooster naman tayo, magkakaroon ng dagdag ng savings mula sa matalinong paggagastusan. Pink at 5. Sa Dog naman tayo, magiging mas exciting ang relasyon nyo kung mag-explore kayo ng bagong activities. Gray at 4. Sa Year of the Pig naman, maglaan ng emergency funds para sa biglaang gastusin. Purple at 8. Paalala lang ito po ay mapatnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Ako po, si Master Hans Kua.
Thank you, Master Hans. Nahawa ko sa kanya. Don't miss Feng Shui Master Hans Kua's daily horoscope forecast only here on It's a Beautiful Day.
Now, when we return, I'll speak with the kilusang magbubukid ng Pilipinas Chairperson Danilo Ramos on the impact of food security emergency declaration by the agricultural sector. And welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. The Department of Agriculture clarifies there is no egg shortage and that it will remain affordable and available throughout the year. In BNC's Follow the Money, Agriculture Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa explains daily egg production stands at 13 to 14 million pieces daily and dismisses concerns about a looming supply crisis by April due to the threat of bird flu. De Mesa assures the public the disease is under control and that current production is stable. The Agriculture Department has declared a food security emergency to help bring down rice prices. Joining us via Zoom is kulusang magbubukid ng Pilipinas Chairperson Danilo Ramos. Magandang umaga, Kadaning.
Magandang umaga po, Paolo. Magandang umaga po sa ating mga kababayan na nakasubaybay sa programa sa araw na ito.
Kadaning, nagdeklara ng Department of Agriculture ng food security emergency at may mga prices right now in terms of yung rice na talagang pinapababa nila. Could you tell us a bit more sa merkado po ngayon? Ano talaga ang presyo ng bigas ngayon?
Okay, nananatili pong mataas at gusto ko pong sabihin ang food security emergency na deklara, ito po ay cosmetics and band-aid solution. tinanggap po ng pamahalaan na merong krisis sa bigas at pagkain, pero mali ang solusyon. Paolo, gusto ko lang banggitin na noong July 2024, ang sabi ng United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, 51 million Filipinos ang nagugutom. Hindi kumakain ng maayos at may kagutuman. December 2024, sa inilabas po ng SWS survey ay 63% self-rated poverty of hunger. Ito po ay katumbas ng 71 million Pilipino sa ating bansa. So, grabe po. Tinatanggap ng gobyerno pero mali po ang solusyon. Hindi po solusyon ang food security emergency at hindi po totoo na bababa ang presyo ng bigas sa pamilihan. Ulitin ko po, ito ay cosmetics and band-aid solution.
Sir, na-mention nyo cosmetics and band-aid solution po ang food security emergency na ninigay ng Department of Agriculture. Ano po yung suggested resolution nyo po to address yung food security issue po natin?
Ay, mahalaga po yan. Alam mo, Paolo, meron akong hawak na bigas. Dala ko rin yung pale na inani namin nung nakaraang anihan. Pero mahalaga po yung tanong nyo. At ano ang solusyon sa krisis at sa bigas at sa pagkain? Paolo, 3 to 4 important points. Una po, ipatupad ang tunay na reforma sa lupa sa ating bansa. Ibig sabihin po, lupa para sa mga magsasaka, protection and preservation ng mga prime agricultural lands, lalo po doon sa tinatamna ng palay. So, pangalawa po, repeal rice tariffication law at kasama po yung amendments noong December 2024 at sa halip, palakasin ang lokal na produksyon ng pagkain sa ating bansa. Pangatlo po, significant government subsidy sa mga magsasaka at kaugnay po niyan, ibalik ang mandato ng National Food Authority na bilhin ang palay diretso sa mga magsasaka, at least po 20 to 25% ng total palay production, at kapag ka po meron palay ang NFA, meron na siyang magigiling at ibebenta. Mababalik po, kung matatandaan po natin, prior to rice tariffication law, February 2019, meron pong 27 pesos per kilo ng regular milled rice at 32 pesos well-milled rice sa ilalim po ng National Food Authority. At importante dapat po, Paolo, mga kababayan, lessons learned. Ang sabi po ng data, 500 billion pesos loss sa agriculture. Ito po ay nung pumasok tayo sa rice tariffication law at siyempre po, nung pumasok tayo sa WTO, ito po, bakit napakahalaga? Alam niyo po ba na sa buong mundo, kulelat ang Pilipinas in terms of government subsidies? Ito po, ang per capita farmer support for agriculture from 1995 to 2022 at nagpapatuloy po ito. Isipin niyo po sa Thailand po is $5,912.2 per farmer. Ang pinakamalaki po, siyempre, sa Estados Unidos, $1,682,494. At sa katabi po natin, ang South Korea, $145,015.2. Pero tingnan po, sa Pilipinas, $2,563.4. Kulelat po. At ang masama, Paolo, ito. Last year, 2024, ang budget po ng DA is 221 billion pesos. Ngayon po, lumiit pa, 211.3 billion.
Yes.
So, hindi po priority ng gobyerno ang solusyon sa krisis sa bigas at pagkain.
Sir, so na-mention nyo po na feeling nyo na hindi po priority ng gobyerno yung food security po natin, particularly with yung rice. Pero at the same time, yung gobyerno po natin nag-issue ng tariff on rice to try and help lower the prices. Sa palagay nyo po, bakit po ang mga tariffs na ito hindi nagpapababa ng mga presyo sa merkado?
Paolo, please pakiulit. Medyo nasabay yung ingay. Please.
No worries, sir. Yung rice tariffs obviously have been implemented dito sa Pilipinas, especially to try and spur yung pagbenta dito ng domestic with the rice products. Bakit po hindi po bumababa ang presyo sa market despite all of the efforts ng DA?
Okay, una po, dahil sa pag-iral ng kartel. Mahalaga yan, Paolo, no? Kasi ang bumibili ito po, para klaro, ang bumibili ng volume ng palay sa mga magsasaka sa panahon ng aniyan ay mga traders, cartel at the same time, mga landlord. At dahil sila yung may control ng palay, sila yung may control ng bigas. Kaya yun po yung isang napakahalaga. Pag-iral po ng rice cartel, at ito, hawak ko rin, remember, 2022, ang sibuyas po ay umabot ng 600 pesos per kilo. Dahil po yan sa pag-iral ng kartel sa bigas, kartel sa sibuyas, at insignificant ang papel ng gobyerno. Kaya po napakahalaga magkaroon ng kapangyarihan muli ang NFA na bili ng palay kasi po under rice tarification law at yung pong amendments noong December 2024, wala pong papel ang NFA kundi umangkat ng bigas at magbenta sa mga government, sa LGU at saka department. Alam mo, Paolo, ito pa masama. Doon po sa amendments noong December 2024, alam niyo po ba na pinapayagan ng Department of Agriculture na maglaan ng 5 billion pesos para sa import ng bigas? Imagine, dati po ay mga traders, kartel ang aangkat, ngayon mismong gobyerno. Sa halip na bilhin ang palay sa mga magsasaka, mga rice farmer, at may maibenta. So mali po ang tugon. At kung bakit po may krisis sa bigas at pagkain, mahalaga po dahil sa government policies and program. Yung pong mga bagyo, climate change, ito po ay contributory factor. Pero ulitin ko po, walang tunay na reforma sa lupa, wala pong government subsidy at dagdag ko pa, alam mo ba, Paolo, doon po sa nakaraang bagyo noong calamity noong nakaraang taon, January to June, El Nino. Pagdating po ng second half, serye ng bagyo, pero alam niyo po, walang natatanggap halos na kompensasyon sa ating mga magsasaka, lalo pa po yung mga rice and corn farmers.
Danilo, I wish we had more time to really go and really tackle those issues more deeply, but that's all the time we have for the moment. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Ang issue po ng bigas at pagkain na issue ng taong bayan. So, sama-sama po nating isulong ang abot kayang presyo ng bigas. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po kayo.
As KNP Chairman Danilo Ramos, maraming salamat po. Now let's take a look at the global weather where heavy snow from the season's coldest air mass continued in northern and coastal Japan on February 5. Obihiro City in Hokkaido saw a record 129 centimeters of snow in 12 hours on February 4. A strong winter pressure system will bring more heavy snow through February 6, affecting large areas, including western and southern Japan. Authorities warn of traffic disruptions, high waves, and potential power outages. Moving on to Argentina, a man died and over 800 people were evacuated as a wildfire scorched 3,000 hectares near El Bolsón, Argentina. The fire, which began on Thursday in the Cajon del Azul hiking area, spread quickly due to wind and high temperatures. Authorities declared a state of emergency, banning open fires and enhancing prevention measures. Governor Alberto Hueretilnic called the fire a disaster, causing massive damage to the community.
Thank you so much for that, Paolo. Now up next, a silent health crisis is taking a toll on children's dental health, tooth decay. This National Children's Dental Health Month, we take a look at what we can do to help alleviate this problem. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
If PhilHealth will not do its job of paying us at once these claims, which are supposed to be advance payments for the benefits of these patients, then we will have a problem in our operational expenses. And for some smaller hospitals who do not have what they call buffer for this funding, then they will experience problems in paying for the salaries of their staff and then buying additional supplies and goods and medicines for their patients. And that may cause our smaller hospitals to downsize and probably even close if payments are not made efficiently by PhilHealth.
Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb.
The questions.
What did you uncover?
Kita natin yung sa IPO, there was a violation of Section 8 of Republic Act 9511.
The issues.
Is there a problem with that, the present setup of the syntax?
The reason there's a 5% increase is because of inflation.
We clarify matters.
All these government agencies were actually at the lowest. That's why it has to be, I hope that it will be addressed.
Pinky Webb is always on point. Beauty, adventure.
I do agree with that. I would rather spend my money on travel.
We got you. Join Marie Lozano where she uncovers the untold stories and surprises in the world of lifestyle.
Love it! Let me get my geek on. That was so amazing.
The Lifestyle Lab on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Hello and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Not to be overlooked, dental health plays a big role in children's lives more than you might know. Children with poor oral health may miss school and may perform poorly. In the Philippines, around 85% of children aged 5 and up experience tooth decay. This National Children's Dental Health Month, we take a look at how we could help kids keep their gleaming smiles and their overall health as well. The doctor is in this morning. Dr. Tala Dolatre-Turner joins us live in the studio. It's a beautiful day, Doc Tala. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, everybody. So it's nice to be here in your show to promote like the children's oral health.
Yes, with big smiles, of course. Now, the number is big, Doc Tala, no? And I don't think that people are aware that this is a growing problem. But 85% of Filipino children are said to have tooth decay. That's a big prevalence compared to global averages. Now, what do you think? Why do you think this is so?
I think basically like individual oral health awareness is a bit poor because I think the Philippine Dental Association is quite proactive with like the promotion, especially this February, which is Oral Health Month.
Yes.
So we have like programs, community programs that cater to children and even adults. I think the main problem recently is that when we were students, like maybe 12 years ago, we could do like dental missions, but now like students are not anymore allowed because I don't know, with like some restrictions. So it's like the promotion is there, but like the action is quite
still
like
lacking.
lacking. Yeah.
Pero, Doc Tala, sometimes parents actually may consider it not as concerning kasi hindi pa nga permanent teeth.
Yeah.
But then, is that something that parents should change the mindset of?
Yeah, I think that's the most common misconception with baby teeth. So most of the people, even our lolos and lolas, would say, "Oh, that's just baby teeth.
Right.
It's gonna fall off anyway."
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, a lot of children are in pain, and that's what we don't really want because it actually translates to poor performance in school, like the difference in the behavior itself. Because like not all children could tell you that they're in pain or like they have pain in their teeth, and it translates differently in their performance daily.
Yeah.
So I think so this misconception really. Actually, there are a lot of like general health problems that is like rooting through the dental decay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm sorry to like elaborate further, but
No, go
like
ahead.
some children like have like brain abscess because of just a dental decay. It can go up the brain. It could also block respiration, like the normal breathing.
Right.
Like you could see children with like asymmetric faces, like yung namamaga na yung mukha. No, so that's just because of dental decay in the baby teeth. No, so remember that like baby teeth could stay in the mouth until they're 12 years old, and it erupts in the mouth as early as 2 years old. So that long of a time that you have to take care of it. If it starts decaying at an early age, then it would be detrimental to the child's health and performance at the same time.
Now, Doc, I'm curious, would you say that there's a lack of attention from government institutions in addressing these kinds of problems?
I think, so for the Philippine Dental Association, I think we're trying our best to promote.
Yeah.
But for like government institutions, maybe a little more help could is better. So I mean, if there's a budget for it, because most of the time it's mostly like in our own, like for example, we like me and my friends would want to go on a dental mission, so we collaborate with like some institutions to do this, but like I think we could get more help from the government, so
the
that
government
like
needs to do better.
like just I think with just dental education and like increasing of the awareness of people that oral health is also general health is good for most Filipinos. Yeah.
Dr. Tala, do you think there is a direct link between the parents' socioeconomic status and their oral health habits?
Actually, if you look into studies, like basically this is a global study wherein like socioeconomic status really is directly correlated with poor, or like for example, if you're in a lower social economic status, you have a poorer health. This is because it all goes back to like, for example, because diet is a huge like it's contributory to like the development of dental decay. So like for example, if you have a poor diet, then it also translates to like poor oral health. Because like I remember like when I was like a dental student, of course we handle like kids from like a lower socioeconomic status. Like their parents would give them like instant coffee for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like
Instant coffee sa kanin.
Yes. They just mix everything and it's all sugar.
All
so sugar is really the enemy.
culprit.
The culprit.
Yeah.
So if you look into studies again, children below 2 years old shouldn't be really introduced sugar. But then in the Philippines, rice is life. We just like heard about like rice previously, but actually, like if you know, like fruit sugar also is contributory because it's like it's not a complex sugar. It just really destroys your teeth.
Yeah. So kids, eat your veggies.
Yes.
Sorry.
And us too. We have to eat our veggies.
Yeah.
But Doc, I want to go back to what you said earlier, and I want you to expound, because you mentioned that kids can get brain abscess from that, and I know rheumatic fever is also possible, because like all the tooth decay can seep into the heart. So what other conditions can they get if they don't take care of their oral health?
First is like they start off with a dental abscess, like nana,
Yeah.
within the mouth. No, and this is like parents would call me sometimes like my child is so much in pain, something like that, and then I'll tell them like to bring the child right away. Because eventually, if the pain goes away, meaning the tooth is already dead. And then when the tooth is dead, that's when the abscess will seep through the gums.
Yeah.
And then if it's not treated again, and if the immune system of the child is a bit low, then it would manifest. Remember, like infection thrives if the body is not healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it comes out of like the face. That's what you call cellulitis.
Oh my gosh.
That's the inflammation of the face, like the spaces.
And then if it goes down, it's called Ludwig's angina. It blocks the respiration. And that requires like a trip to the ER already.
Yeah.
Because they need IV antibiotics for that. And then if it's untreated, it can go down the heart, cause bacterial endocarditis. Especially if for example, you have patients with heart problems, it's very they need to have good oral health because again, it could go down the heart. Any infection above on the top jaw could go up the brain because there is no valves that
pang-release.
It doesn't really close. So any infection here could go up the brain also.
Well, Doc, the cameras did not catch it, pero pinavogue mo yung mga partners ko gumagano na sila. We're checking everything. Baka-vogue sila. But all joke. But when you look at what hit me there with what you said is that you encourage the parents to go see you once the toothache is there. But let's go lecture them. How often should they bring their kids to the dentist?
Actually, prevention is key to everything. So prevention is better than cure. So we'd like parents to bring their kids even if there's no pain. So as early as the child turns 1 year old or on the first birthday or once the very first tooth erupts, then the kid should be brought to the dentist just so that we could lecture about how they could take care of the teeth, etc. And then so that for example, if they're still bottle feeding, then we could wean them off a little with bottle feeding. And then they just have to, actually, if there's nothing wrong, then we just see them every 6 months.
Okay,
every 6 months.
That is great. You just gave me a new idea. Next time I'm maninong somewhere, yung gift ko na lang, dental, visit. Di ba, pagka 1 year old nila.
And people don't think that.
I'm a mom, I would appreciate that. I never received anything like that, actually.
Doc Tala, meet my
Maybe I should provide that.
Gift certificate. Actually.
Welcome to the Christian world.
Please brush your teeth.
We were talking about that in the makeup room a while ago, that bottle feeding as well. Diba? Kasi maraming mothers, they after drinking the milk, they just leave it there. Diba? They don't rinse the mouth. So that also causes tooth decay. And we were talking about all the complications a while ago, and it all boils down to just really brushing your teeth regularly. Now, aside from bringing their kids to the dentist regularly, what can you advise the parents who are watching us? What are the easiest ways to just really prevent this from happening? Like, how many times should they change their toothbrush? What are the best oral healthcare products to use?
Yes, basically, they really just need to brush the teeth at least twice a day. So that's morning and night. Okay, and then of course, diet plays a big role. No, so the ones with high sugar, drinks, should be avoided as much as possible. Of course, eat your veggies. Eat your veggies. And flossing is flossing is a bit,
for adults too.
And adults, of course, yes.
Water flossing?
Water flossing can be done, but also you need to develop their dexterity so that so they floss every time, because if you don't floss, you don't really clean 40% of your teeth.
Right.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because decay could start in the middle of two teeth, and then that's usually you don't really notice it until it's too late, until it gives you pain. If it gives you pain, then that's already near the nerve of the tooth, something like that. So basically, that's it. Diet plays a very important role. The changing of the toothbrush should be about, ADA says it's about 3 to 4 months because the bristles wear out. So it's not as effective as removing the plaque. So you just have to change it every 3 to 4 months, also to prevent bacterial build-up in your toothbrush. And then use a fluoridated toothpaste. Any toothpaste would do as long as it has fluoride. Because that's your first line of defense. Basically, the ones without fluoride, because we don't have fluoridated water in the Philippines. So it doesn't really reinforce the calcium and phosphate that you have in your teeth. So fluoridated toothpaste is very, very important. And
brushing supervision. You don't expect a child to brush on their own.
Right.
Yeah, so we usually advise parents to supervise their children until they're 12. Even if you think they're adults already, you have to like remind them or like, brush in front of me, or like, okay, you brush first and then I'll brush after, something like that.
Sometimes you have to remind the adults pa to brush your teeth and floss. Oh my goodness. But thank you so much, Doc Tala. We wish we had more time to ask you our questions. But if our viewers would like to get in touch with you for their dental checkup, where can they reach you?
Yes, they can reach me. So my clinic is just here nearby in New Manila in Domingo. They can search us in Dasi Dental, Dolatre-Turner Dental Clinic. So my parents are also dentists.
Aww.
So it's like a family business already.
Okay.
So like they could, we're open Mondays to Sundays, and then we also have online consultations. So we want to promote oral health, especially in children, as much as possible. So anytime they want to consult with me, then that's okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
We're gonna wait for the baptism gift certificate.
I know.
Yes, I'll prepare it for
That's
you.
going to be very helpful. But thank you so much once again, Dr. Tala Dolatre-Turner. Now we've got more stories for you guys after the break. Dating coach V returns for today's Love Hacks. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Ciao, mabuhay. You are watching The Word Exposed.
Prepare our hearts as we dive deeper into our faith and receive the strength from God's Word. Join Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as he shares the reflection we need for the rest of the week.
We pray that the Word of God would find fulfillment in your life and His blessings be always upon you.
Every Sunday, 7 a.m. with replays at 3 p.m.
We are more than dissatisfied and disappointed with the way the budget has, in our view, been twisted to serve patronage politics. President Marcos actually has an excellent cabinet, I think, right? Now, the task is to defend it from the congressmen and particularly the bicameral committee, all right? The bicameral committee, and that process is closed door, right? So when they were doing all of these little diversions and the magic, there's no accountability because there's no transparency.
Magandang gabi, ako po si Pinky Webb.
At ako naman si Corina Sanchez Rojas.
Kombinasyong Corina Sanchez Rojas at Pinky Webb. Dalawang mamamahayag na subok sa tapang at talino.
Simulcast tayo sa DWAR, Abante Radyo at 94.7 Mellow BFM.
Mapapanood din tayo sa Abante Teletabloid sa Sky Cable. Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
The latest news, national issues.
For universal healthcare, the law is established, the implementing rules and regulations, even the budget has been defined.
The political scene.
I'm glad that he made that perfectly clear, that they will always be behind us.
And conversations with prominent personalities.
There's only one reason, politics. They want them out. What is dangerous is we might have a reorganization of governments.
All these firsthand, at the forefront.
And welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Let's go to sports first, where football superstar Cristiano Ronaldo gets another statue, this time in the United States. And it looks like him this time. A 12-foot bronze statue of the Portuguese icon was unveiled at Times Square in New York Wednesday for his 40th birthday. Its creator says it was built to pay tribute to Ronaldo's career and global influence. He adds he plans to take the statue on a world tour that's got us all saying, "See!"
Moving on, in the Egyptian city of Sharqiya, a group of volunteers has launched the Warmth Car campaign to provide hot lentil soup to those in need during cold winter nights. This effort is part of the El Tekeya Charity Kitchen initiative, which started a decade ago and consists of over 200 volunteers, mostly young people. The group's leader says he plans to expand this idea to more cities, villages, and even countries, spreading acts of kindness and humanitarian efforts globally.
Now, Coach V is back on the show for Love Hacks. And today's agenda, what are the top professions that are hard to love? Take it away, Coach V.
Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Pao. Good morning, Monique. Good morning, loves. It's a beautiful day. It's Coach V here, bringing you a brand new day and a brand new way to level up your love life. Welcome to Love Hacks. Ever felt like your partner is too busy, too logical, or just emotionally unavailable? What if I tell you it could be their job? Science says some careers make people harder to love, while others create the best partners. Did you know, love, that surgeons have one of the highest divorce rates, while librarians have one of the lowest? A study by the American Community Survey found that high-stress, time-consuming jobs often lead to relationship struggles. On the flip side, jobs with stability, work-life balance, and emotional engagement create long-lasting love. Now let's go to the Philippines. Annulments are rising, especially among healthcare workers, lawyers, and media professionals due to long hours and stress. Meanwhile, teachers and office workers tend to have more stable relationship. Is it true in your experience? So, is your job a heartbreak risk or a relationship goal? Let's find out. Are you interested to know what are the hardest professions to love? Here we go. Number 1, doctors and surgeons. And that's because of, most of the time, they don't have the time. And they're emotionally detached sometimes because of work. Followed by lawyers. Argumentative and have a tendency to be overthinkers. Next are investment bankers and CEOs. Bakit? Workaholics, and sometimes they have a money-first mindset. Next are scientists and researchers because they tend to overanalyze things even when it comes to love. Next are police and military. They can get emotionally guarded because of their high-stress jobs. And last, pilots and flight crew. Dahil yan sa long distance and sometimes unpredictable schedules. Now let's see who's winning the easiest to love. Hello to all the teachers out there. They tend to be patient and nurturing daw. Nurses as well because of their tendency to be empathetic and caring. Shout out to all the artists and writers. Expressive daw sila and more romantic, huh? Let's say hi to all the chefs out there because they express their love through food. Sino ba naman ang ayaw niyan? And then of course, the actors and performers because they tend to be emotionally open. Last but not the least, ang mga entrepreneurs, they tend to be passionate and adventurous. Now, fellow anchors and team from the production, do you want to know if we are hard to love or easy to love? Here we go, whether you're ready or not. For all anchors and broadcasters, unfortunately, we are hard to love daw. And that is because of the demands of our job. Hindi naniniwala siya. It tends to be unpredictable. And then we also have, commitment to our jobs wherein any time we can be called. So we work nights, weekends, holidays. Kaya ang love life, lagging behind. We also talk for a living. Kaya debates in relationship, expected na yan. We tend to know how to argue, present a case, kaya hindi magpapatalo, parang court hearing lagi. And of course, to our production staff, ready na ba kayo? Science says you tend to be hard to love. Ay, and this is why, and this is because, ayan. Mag-resign na sila. It's because of your 12-hour shifts and no fixed schedules. By the time that you are free, your partners are probably asleep already. Hard to love. Plus, you tend to be deadline-driven. So work comes first because everything has to be done now. Love gets rescheduled again and again and again. Now, loves, what to do if your partner has a hard-to-love job? Here's the solutions, loves. Understand their world. Be their peace. Wag mo silang i-pressure. Also, schedule quality time. Love also needs to be structured to make sure that you'll share that moment. Communicate their way. If they are very logical, dapat clear talk. If they're emotional, always offer reassurance. And most importantly, offer support. Don't compete. Be part of their world instead of asking them to choose whether it's their job or their love life. Now, what if ikaw naman, you are hard to love or you have a job that's hard to love? What you should do? Number 1, set boundaries. Dapat talaga may work-life balance. Say how you feel. Don't just assume. You need to express. If you're gonna be busy, let them know so your partner knows what to expect. Next is turn off work mode naman. Spend quality time, and if it's baby time, it's baby time. Next is prioritize connection, because success is great, loves, but love matters too. So, is your partner's job making love harder? Drop your experiences in the comments and send your answers to Bilyonaryo News Channel, Facebook, IG, and YouTube. At the end of the day, it's not about how busy you are. It's about who you're willing to make time for. Remember, loves, love is still the most wonderful human experience. So find time to experience it despite your busy schedules. This is Coach V bringing you a brand new day and a brand new way to level up your love life. See you again next week on Love Hacks with Coach V. Back to you, Pao.
You really felt that, Pao? You really felt that? Hard to love?
Tanungin natin siya.
Hard to love us.
Mahirap ka bang mahalin, Pao?
Oy, annulments are on the rise, ha? Relax lang. Okay?
I did not say that.
No, sa akin naman, it's according to the data.
Okay.
Yes.
But you can be not part of the data. You can
We're
be
not-
that 1% that's
May
not.
hindi ba 1% siguro? Ang dami natin.
Oh, whatever percent. Hard to love ka,
I
Pao?
mean, hard to love, pero hindi naman impossible to love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Diba? You
Very
need to
good,
find a
yes.
partner who's willing to go the distance to just really welcome you into their lives.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, it really is though, because
It
honestly, my job and my partner's job, he's a pilot. So we have no time. But if there's a will, there's a way. We make time.
You
So
have
like
to.
honestly, like
How do you
even
make it
just
work?
driving, like sometimes he drives me to work or I drive him to work because we share a car.
Okay.
So that's like our time
That's
to hang
quality
out.
time.
Yeah,
Yes.
or we just sleep and just watch movies. That's our hangout. We're so lame, but I mean, it works,
Yeah.
right?
It
You
can
really
work,
have to be
definitely.
communicative and just find little ways to spend time.
Yun yung tama doon, yung understanding each other's
Yeah.
world.
Yes.
Because I've
Diba?
seen them hang out
Instead of
na
competing.
patay na patay. Yung, like fresh from a flight. I
No, like
remember.
literally he had a red eye and he met Paolo for the first
Yeah,
time and
yeah,
he
yeah.
was like a
He was
walking
out.
zombie, but he picked me up and that's
Okay.
like our time to hang out. So kudos to my boo.
Yay!
Thank you, Tara.
Shout out to the love.
Like, love you.
Understanding.
Because if you really want to make things
Yeah,
work, you will do
absolutely.
everything to make your
100%.
relationship
How about
work.
you, Anne?
Oh, I am so lucky because but I am really lucky because my husband totally understands my job, especially when I come home at night and matutulog na ako because early pa the next day.
Yeah, is he in the hard to love or easy to love?
My husband easy to love. Ako hard to love.
okay.
So
So
I guess
Anne, hard to
balance.
love.
Yeah, I am really hard to love.
Yeah.
But my husband, I'm just really lucky I found someone who's willing to do everything just to make the marriage
Don't
work.
cry, don't cry.
Yung sa akin
Yeah.
naman,
How
social
about
media
you?
influencer. So the
Okay.
work-life balance talaga. Kasi
Yes.
minsan yung bakasyon, nagiging trabaho trabaho.
Correct.
So, there are things to work on
And you
with
guys
that.
are LDR too, so it's amazing how
but when I go there, sa Boracay naman ako eh.
Yeah, so it's nice.
Coach
Yeah.
P, maraming salamat. We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate you being here again.
Yeah. And always remember, these are just tendencies. It doesn't say that your career is hard to love, that you are hard to love. It's still you who makes the decisions about the trajectory of your love life.
100%.
100%. So on that note, that is it for us this Thursday, February 6. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Wow, that was heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Make the rest of your day an unforgettable one by choosing joy and spreading love and kindness wherever you go.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Have a great Thursday ahead. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
It's a Beautiful Day!